Good morning, everyone. My name is Miss Tara, and I'm here to do story time with you today. And I just have to tell you guys that I miss you so much. I know some of you have been coming into the library, and I've loved seeing your little faces. And a lot of you haven't been able to come back to the library, and I certainly miss you. I can't wait until we can get together again and do story time in person together, singing and dancing and reading all together. Well, we're going to get started with our story time today, which is about nuts, because I have noticed a lot of acorns already on the ground. Have you noticed any nuts on the ground? Well, I picked out some good stories for us today, but before we get started, we're going to sing our Here We Are Together song. And if you know it, you can sing along at home. It goes like this. Here we are together, together, together. Here we are together, all here on the floor. There are boys and girls and mommies and daddies. Here we are together, all here on the floor. Very good. Could you get warmed up with me now? We're going to roll our shoulders a little bit. We're going to put our hands on our shoulders, hands on our knees, and hands behind you, if you please. Now, clap those hands. 1, 2, 3, and hands together quietly. We'll get started with our first story. Well, the first story I have for you today is I Want That Nut. And it's written by Madeline Valentine. Mouse and Chipmunk were playing together when they heard a kerplunk. They peeked through the bushes and saw a nut, a big, beautiful nut. Mouse looked at the nut. Chipmunk looked at the nut. Mouse and Chipmunk looked at each other. You take it. No, you take it. I insist. You really should take it. Well, I guess I did see it first. No, okay, I'll take it. Chipmunk took the nut. Chipmunk and the nut were inseparable. Played together, they read together, they lay in the grass and stared at the clouds together. There's Mouse, and he says, I want that nut. Mouse went to Chipmunk's house for a friendly visit. He very politely knocked on the door. Mouse, Chipmunk, and the nut sat down for tea. This is lovely, thank you. Oh, it's our pleasure. The nut and I are very happy that you stopped by. Oh, look, a dinosaur. Mouse took the nut. Mouse and the nut were inseparable. They played tic-tac-toe together. They did everything together. They napped together. They were having a dance party together when there was a knock at the door. The visitor looked little familiar. Can you tell who it is, boys and girls? Hello, I am the judge of the most beautiful nut contest. You may have heard of us. Do you have a nut? Yes. Give me that nut. Mouse paused. He looked very closely at the visitor. He handed the visitor the nut. Chipmunk and the nut were having the best time together when Mouse stomped over. Hand over that nut! The nut is mine! Actually, it's mine. It fell out of my tree this morning. I've been looking for it all day. Thank you for finding my nut. Goodbye. Mouse and Chipmunk sat down together. That got a little out of hand, didn't it? Yes, it did. I'm sorry I stole the nut. I'm sorry I stole the nut. Hey, look at this log. Mouse smiled at Chipmunk, and Chipmunk smiled at Mouse. Mouse, Chipmunk, and the log had the best time together. The end. It's always better when you share, isn't it? All right, boys and girls, well, I wanted to see if maybe we could do a song together. And in the song, we're going to make some sound. Now, you can clap, or you can snap your fingers if you know how to do that. I can only do it with one hand. Or if you can with your tongue, you can do that. And the song goes like this. It's about nut. What kind of nut is this, boys and girls? Can you tell? Yep, that's an acorn. And the song goes like this. I'm an acorn small and round, lying on the cold, cold ground. People always step on me. That is why I'm cracked, you see. I'm a nut. 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 So the part where I'm clicking my tongue is the part where you can make whatever sound you want. Should we try it again? I want to be able to hear your loud noises. All right, are you ready? I'm an acorn small and round, lying on the cold, cold ground. People always step on me. That is why I'm cracked, you see. I'm a nut. 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 That was wonderful. I could definitely hear your silly noises. Good job, boys and girls. All right, boys and girls, we are going to do a finger play now, counting down from 5. I have 5 acorns on the flannel board today. And if you're at home, you probably have 5 fingers that you can hold up and count down while we do this rhyme. Let's get started. 5 little acorns sitting in a tree. Along came Mr. Squirrel, as hungry as can be. The wind blew and rustled all the leaves, and down came an acorn. Mr. Squirrel was pleased, so he ate that right up. 4 little acorns sitting in a tree. Along came Mr. Squirrel, as hungry as can be. Then the fall winds blew and rustled all the leaves, and down came an acorn. Plop! And Mr. Squirrel was pleased. He's going to eat it up. How many acorns are left now, boys and girls? 3. 3 little acorns sitting in a tree. Along came Mr. Squirrel, as hungry as could be. Then the fall winds blew and rustled all the leaves, and down came an acorn. And Mr. Squirrel was pleased. He ate it up. 2 little acorns. There's your 2 fingers for 2 acorns. Sitting in a tree, along came Mr. Squirrel, as hungry as could be. The fall winds blew and rustled all the leaves, and down came an acorn. And Mr. Squirrel was pleased. He ate it up. How many are left? Oh no, there's only 1 left. 1 little acorn sitting in a tree. Along came Mr. Squirrel, as hungry as could be. Then the fall winds blew and rustled all the leaves, and down came the last acorn. Oh, was Mr. Squirrel pleased. All right, boys and girls, I've got one more story for you today, and this one is called Nuts to You, and it's by Lois Ellert. See that squirrel in our tree? I think he'd rather live with me. I'll wait a while. He could be shy. Or maybe he just likes it way up high. Look, here he comes, trying to hide. He can't wait to get inside. He's in the flowers. He's really bad. He's digging up the bulbs. My mom is mad. There he goes, up the bricks on his claws. He steals seeds and eats with his paws. Walking on tiptoe, tail held high. He brushes my plants as he zips by. There he goes, behind the pot. In our window box, watching us eat, he sits on the flowers and begs for a treat. I opened my window for some fresh air, but I forgot the screen had a tear. Do you see the small tear? What's gonna happen? When I came back, guess what I found? That squirrel was there looking around. So I got some nuts and ran out the door, tapped one on the sidewalk, and left a few more. Nuts to you, I shouted as loud as I could. That squirrel peeked out. I knew he would. He looked to the left, he looked to the right, he ran down the bricks and took a big bite. He ate all those nuts, then scampered away. But he'll get hungry again someday. I'll keep nuts in my pockets, 1 or 2. And when I see him, I'll say, nuts to you. The end. You can leave some nuts for the squirrels that you see in your yard too. Well, boys and girls, this has been so much fun doing our story time together today. So we're going to finish up with our goodbye chant. Our hands say goodbye with a clap, clap, clap. And our feet say goodbye with a tap, tap, tap. Clap, clap, clap. Tap, tap, tap. Now wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes and wave bye-bye. Thanks so much for watching today. And I hope to see you at the library very soon. Bye-bye.